What up, YouTube? Big Daddy 0207 here with Young Sonic 137.
What up? What up?
Here to talk about Smackdown vs. Raw 2011, and basically we're going to talk about the gameplay and how it's going to affect Smackdown vs. Raw 2012, and hopefully we can make this better for the community as a whole. We're going to talk about gameplay, but first and foremost, I have to thank everybody who has viewed, commented, and basically subscribed to my videos. Thank you. And I greatly appreciate it. If you have any ideas or topics that you think we should review, talk, or discuss, I'm willing to do anything for video games, especially the future of SmackDown vs. Raw. I want to talk about things for the community. So I don't want to really review Raws and things like that. I know that was suggested to me, and I do have lots of thoughts on stuff like that, but I basically just like to enjoy the show, and I don't have that much time to keep doing weekly Raw shows and everything like that. And for everyone who said on the last video that, hey, this is a SmackDown vs. Raw 2012, I'm not an insider. I don't have the gameplay for that. This is SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. I'm a regular guy just like all of you. I don't know any more than you guys do, and I'm not trying to get cheap views, so don't think that I'm trying to be like that. And let's get the video started. We are here to talk about basically the gameplay features of SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. The first thing I want to talk about are the movesets. Young Sonic, I'll let you kick it off.
I feel with the movesets, there's a lot of moves that wrestlers have that they just don't, or that they once had that's just like not in the game. Or not in the game, but they just don't give them to the superstars. I feel that they should have the moves.
Yeah, guys like William Regal, Zack Ryder. Listen, I mean, somewhere out there, someone's favorite wrestler is William Regal. I happen to like William Regal a lot. I think he's a great wrestler. Also, someone like Yoshitatsu out there. He's also another interesting character who I think doesn't get enough time, and I think he's going to get there eventually. We also have Zack Ryder. I mean, Matt Black likes Zack Ryder. That's probably one of his favorite superstars from Gaming Ring, Matt Black. And
woo, woo, woo.
You know it. Now listen, but that's someone's favorite superstar, and I think they want to accurately portray these wrestlers so that people can actually play the game as their favorite wrestler, and I think it'll only improve. I mean, we want more moves for all the wrestlers, and even basic moves for other guys in other companies. I understand it's a WWE product. WWE comes first. But let's just take that into consideration here, THQ. The more moves, the better. Like they said, there was lots of locked moves on the disc. I mean, basically the best way to say it is you don't replace moves until you have replacements.
Yes. Agree.
And that's basically it with the movesets. I think that All-Stars hit it right on the head with the looking back into people's past and giving them as many moves as they can to make them a different character, and I think that's really cool.
4 SIGs, that's a lot of SIGs for one player, but if they're all authentic moves, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 4 SIGs. One finisher. I like that.
That's cool with me. Very cool. Whatever we have to do, I like the 2 finisher aspect in here too. I just would like as long as the moves are there, that's all I care about. Quick other segue we could get into, which will be like a minute-second entrance attires, something small.
Yes.
But that would be something that makes it better, I think.
More authentic. Yes.
Yes. It'd be something cool, nice to have. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. THQ, I understand.
Yeah, we understand it's something with when you're creating the attires, those are like 2 different characters. That's fine. It'd just be something cool to have in the game.
Helps presentation. Now, next thing I want to talk about is the pen system and submission system. First, the pen system. Young Sonic, you want to get into that?
Yes. I'm not the greatest at kicking out. That's just like I'm not good at it. But seeing Big Daddy 0207 play countless matches of this, he's amazing at kicking out.
Yeah, too amazing.
Yeah. it's to the point to where he can be in a match and kick out of 10 finishing moves, which is
without a battery.
which is crazy. It should never be to the point to where you're kicking out of 10 finishing moves. That's not really realistic to the product. It's not realistic at all, really. So I feel that needs to be patched up somehow. Maybe have a finisher limit, or that needs to just be fixed. I mean, it was fixed from 09, but it just needs to be.
I think it starts with basically
yeah.
The referee. You're able to fill up the meter before the referee's even down counting the 1 count. I mean, that's just where it lies. There's other things they could try. All Stars looks like it has a new method. I'm willing to try something else different as long as it works better. As long as it can't be abused. But maybe that's okay.
Maybe have like something else they can try, which I don't know. Maybe have like a face button combination, like follow the face buttons.
Yeah, I think so. That could be something different. And then it gets faster and faster the worse your body is.
Yeah,
that's fine. Submission system.
Oh my gosh.
This has been a sore subject for many years that we've talked about. The submission system has to be overhauled.
Yeah, this has to be the year that this is like not even a question anymore. This has to be redone this year.
Yes. With guys like Daniel Bryan and Alberto Del Rio hopefully making their debut into the series, you gotta have this just patched up and fixed. Guys not reaching for the ropes. I mean, you're stuck there and you know you're going to lose the match when the submission's locked in. That's not cool. I mean, that's pretty sad, to be honest. Just terrible, the submission system. There's no grabbing for the ropes. Yeah. Things like that.
I feel that it seems like with many like the submission system is just the same. Like, there should be a differential between if, for example, if Batista locks on a submission system or a submission than if Chris Jericho did, or someone who does submissions. There should be a difference between those two wrestlers.
Yeah, there should also be a difference in the rest holds. Like, no one's giving up from a headlock, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rest hold move used in wrestling today. Sleeper hold, that's one that could be argued because Ziggler does it, but I would put it in the category that you could lose from a sleeper hold. Sure, why not? Does it happen? Not often, but I'll believe it because it's someone's finisher currently. Just work on the submission system, THQ. You know what the issues are. And I'm actually pretty confident that we'll see a new submission system this year. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty confident that we'll see one. Next thing we're going to get into are the animations real quick. Young Sonic plays football, and he is amazing at that and track. And I would like for him to give his thoughts on what was heard on the Causecast from Charles Shane about running animations, which I think is very key, and I think it's a very good idea.
Well, as you see, I'm getting beat right now, but as soon as I get up, I can show you an example. But pretty much with running animations, to avoid as many running moves and as running moves spamming, you should have or implement foot planning or something of that effect in the game.
Yes, basically something where you have to stop to be able to move left and right. Which, I mean, as soon as he gets up, I will have him show you exactly what it is with. There's a. You can just run and basically
you just run around with
like the Miz just did right there.
And you see Sheamus, he's just running around like, and there's pretty much there's no penalty for him running forward than backward. There should be like a slow down. There should be something from him keep cutting over and over.
And Marcus knows this. He knows there's an issue. And I think Charles had the best idea. That was the best I've heard. It brings a lot of realistic animations into it. The next thing we have are the glitches in the game. I don't blame THQ for it. I would love for better testing. Maybe with people within the community. But I know that costs money to do beta testing and things like that to see where the glitches are. And people who will just figure out what the glitches do.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming THQ for that. It just takes a lot of the fun out of the game sometimes when glitches happen.
It's been greatly improved from 2009. So, I mean, that's just one thing that's kind of touchy. Of course, you want to see it fixed, but I mean, glitches will be in games no matter what.
There's not a game without a glitch, trust me. And if you can find one, more power to you. Someone will find a glitch. Next thing we're going to get into is the environment. My first thoughts for the environment would be the interactions with the arena. Just things like the timekeeper having that little area now where people like to spear people into. Things like that, I think that would be very cool to add into and basically just have it in there. Have Justin Roberts on the outside, maybe more people interacting. Things like that. Maybe a cameraman out there and you could snatch the camera from him. It's not like he's having any effect, but he's out there.
Yeah.
Little things like that would be real cool. Miz on Raw, he threw John Cena into the WWE sign that's up at the Titantron, that big logo. And I thought that was cool how it spun around and everything. I mean, that reminded me of Here Comes the Pain if that was added into the game. Just cool interactions like that. I think the fans would love something like that. And everyone compares every SmackDown game to Here Comes the Pain, and I think that if you want to do that, then that's something cool to look at.
Agreed. Also, I would like to see like the crowd be more interactive. Not the sounds, but like the actual crowd. You see a lot of the. I'm not sure if you can see a lot of the crowd doing the same animations. Like I want it to be, if you're like at a pay-per-view, I want the crowd to actually look like they're live, like it's like live at the pay-per-view, compared to any other.
Yeah, maybe match control would be cool. Like if the match is a 1-star, crowd's boring, sitting on their hands a little. 2 stars, they're picking up a little. 3, it's decent, normal, average match. Fans are hyped, then they get their match lows or whatever. 4 stars, they're feeling it, and 5 stars is freaking Shawn Michaels Undertaker amazing. People are going nuts, even sitting at their houses. That'd be something cool for crowd control. And the interactions, I mean, that is what it is. It's just nice little touches, I think, that would make the game better. Make WrestleMania feel like WrestleMania. I've heard this countless times. I think it's something that could be added in. Basically, give the wrestler that feeling when they're at WrestleMania, that when you're there, it's larger than life. Maybe make the arena look bigger. Something of that effect. Give them maybe something different to do. Like maybe they just have special WrestleMania entrances and stuff. I don't know if it's tough for them to do that or what's the issue. I would love a response from Marcus, or if anybody can send him this video and tell me what he said. That'd be very awesome. And title belts too. We got to have those things sized right, and I know that's huge to Marcus and it's huge to the community. So I would love for those to be fixed too, so that they're all the right size and they look cool and everything, and just make it so different. Next thing, making players different. Young Sonic, I'll let you start that one.
Yes, I feel like with the SmackDown versus Raw series, a lot of the time you have where you have a game plan. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna start the match with a running move, but a lot of matches don't start like that. Maybe
they lack strategy.
They lack strategy. Yeah. So I feel like whoever you play with, you're playing the same way every single time. I don't like that at all. And as you see, I lose here, but
we're gonna keep playing. We're in universe.
Back to the player differential. I want it to be different. Like if I'm playing with Kofi Kingston versus Big Show. Like Kofi Kingston, he's a high flying, fast moving guy. So even if it's like have him run more or be more like have him run longer than Big Show. Like I feel like everyone plays the same, and it's the same strategy for everybody. Like I know All Stars, they have their little
the brawler
and stuff like that. I'm not saying go as far as 2008 with those abilities like that, but I just want to see a differential between not every player, but just like
different classes
of
players.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that. Making players different, make each wrestler that goes with the move sets, and this is all tying in together. The idea with abilities that I had, while in the cast, I was actually listening when it was live, and one of the players said, I think we should see finishers happen immediately in the match if it's like Undertaker versus Santino. I disagree 100%. Like I said, Santino is probably someone's favorite superstar. Why should people not want to play with him because someone wants to be the Undertaker and they like Sims? That's fine and dandy. But I think the finishers out of nowhere could be on to something here. Guys like Randy Orton, he does the RKO out of nowhere. What if that was an ability similar to Kip Up to where you could just hit your finisher out of nowhere? I know that would be something that THQ would have to work on, but I think that's something that could be implemented into the game and be very cool. Even if it was just an ability. And shout outs to Jack and my swag who helped me on that idea too. He told me it was a great idea, and I appreciate that, bruh. Next thing that we're going to get into is basically All-Stars. Is going to be the last little subject we're going to touch on real quick for gameplay. If we forgot anything, please tell us and say it in the comments below. But All-Stars, there's some good in All-Stars that we both see.
Agreed.
All-Stars has many good things. I'll basically let you kick it real quick, Cam, and then just say how you feel about it.
Just from the start, All Stars looks amazing. It's graphically looks good. And another thing, I think a lot of people are like a misconception with All Stars is that it's a first year game. You can't really, I mean, you can, but you can't really expect too much from the game because it is its first year game, and you also have to realize how big the characters are actually going to be in the match. So I know that some people, there's someone out there who's probably like, why aren't there 6 people in the ring? So that would probably be a reason why it's not. So just from a standpoint, I think it looks good. I'm liking a lot of the reversals and the reversals. It's just a lot of good things that I see coming from the series.
Yeah, definitely. With that, you got to look at things that I see the good in. It's like the crowd noises, the mat noises. I love the fluid moves that they have. Like, the moves don't seem choppy, just like how Smackdown has them.
It seems very authentic.
Yeah, there's no knock on Smackdown. It's just, it's smooth. I like it. It seems different.
Yeah.
I just see All-Stars as being a good game, and I hope that there's a way that we can use All-Stars to help SmackDown in the future. Like the cage match I saw with Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero online, with THQ Tank and one of the developers interviewing. Phenomenal. Cage match needs to be improved in SmackDown. That would be something great to add in.
I mean, they have done this before in 2009. If you remember, this was the original with the pen system, with talking about Legends of WrestleMania. So this can be done. This isn't just like an unrealistic.
Well, see, they're using a different.
Yeah, I know
design.
It's a different engine and a different design, but I mean, just like the concept.
Yeah, it's something to think about and look into. Is definitely what I say. Is there anything else you want to add about the gameplay, Young Sonic, that we haven't said? I don't think there's anything that I think we touched a lot of it.
Well, we touched on the movesets, how authentic those are. So it's a
pen system, submission system, the animations, the environment, making players and abilities feel different, and we even talked about All-Stars and how they can implement it.
Also, when we say abilities, we don't exactly mean the 2008 those abilities. We're just talking about how to make characters different, play different from each other.
Definitely. There's gonna be some more videos. I know this one's pretty lengthy, but gameplay is huge. I feel in any video game that should come first and foremost before graphics and all the other fluff.
Yeah, graphics can be fluffed up. Pretty much, if a game is good, I mean, graphics, you do have to take that somewhat into consideration, but if a game is good, you'll buy it regardless.
Agree 100%.
Yes.
Like I said, rate, comment, and if you're new to this, subscribe and leave your comments in the section below. That's all we got to say.
All right.
All right, guys.
Young
Animals.
Sonic.